I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. So today we're going to be trying out 1792 small batch, but we're also trying it on the new live. So I'm going to see how that goes. Give it a good little test. I put a couple bells and whistles on it, so we're going to just test it out and see how it goes. We did the live stream last night from my phone. I wasn't a big fan of the quality. You guys know how I am with quality. Sharp Test Krat's already in here. Hey, you were in here last night, so let me know quality wise, because I'm here to take over. But we're gonna go ahead and give us a little pour of this small batch. Now, I brought it up last night. This is only 93.7 proof. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, so people said it was good. A lot of people didn't say this one was the best. I should have got full proof, but that's on me. Good little cork pop there, though. But yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts on the quality is. Make sure you can hear me. Of course, Eric, what's going on, buddy? We're testing out a different. We're just boosting quality here. I'm gonna kind of scroll through real quick, see if that looks. I'm just saying. And you thought that was it? Double angle. I'm just saying. Yeah, all in good time. Get some of this crap off the desk though. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get a little pour going. I told the wife we needed to test out the setup. You guys already know, I was trying to get a little drink in, a little couple sips. This won't be a super long one though. I just figured we'd test it out because the quality last night kind of drove me nuts. Everybody's like, oh, you need to repost it so we can watch it again. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know about all that. The glare on it drove me nuts. This, a little bit cleaner, but it's also you can't see the full background. That's why I broke into those other frames and angles. So, but yeah, on the nose, it smells super sweet. Everybody said this one's not gonna be that sweet, but tons of brown sugar caramel right off the nose. There's a weird, a spice, maybe a rice spice or a peppery type of smell. It's kind of good though. I couldn't fit it all in here, but this thing won every award known to man apparently. If you go to their website, there's a full-blown list, which I'm not going to go back and read them all, but there's a ton. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, feel free to go check it out. It is pretty extensive. Audio's fine, quality is solid, but it's obviously not as smooth as the regular streams, but at the same time, there's essentially nothing to complain about from my end. One of the things, I'm a nerd with cameras, obviously you guys know that. I'll have to figure out the render rate on this thing because I'm sure it's different from the normal live streams. So, but yeah. So let's go ahead and give it a nice little taste. Swap this. Cheers. That's different. How would you describe that? Dries your mouth out? It's a little weird. Right, obviously vanilla, caramel, cinnamon. There's another kind of like a peppery in there, which isn't bad. The weird part is it does dry your mouth out. My tongue's a little weird. Maybe it's rice spice. I have a weird thing with rice spice, so that could be it. But overall, not too shabby there. I like to stream from my TV so I can do the chats on my phone vertically on this format, TV as well. I will watch either way though. Well, I appreciate you watching. The one thing my wife did say when she kind of chimed in, she's like, she did like how she can just have everything all on one, where like the normal live streams, like you can turn it sideways and you get half chat, half screen, but to be able to have full picture with the chat, like that was one of the big things that she saw. So you don't have to like swipe back and forth. Especially if I was like, oh, I want to do a close up. Like if it was, well, maybe on this, but on the other one, you could turn your camera sideways and actually see the entire bottle, but you'd have to delete the chat out of the way. So I figured this could be cool. I like how I figured out how the camera thing though. The only downside is like, I'm not like looking at you guys. But you're not here anyway, but you know what I mean. But like I have to look across the room because I have a super long lens on, but just joined in. What are you drinking? I'm just trying the 1792 small batch. It's supposed to be foolproof, but I don't read when I shop. But it's not bad. It's actually kind of good. It's not like the stuff I was drinking last night, but you guys, if you guys know, how much does this cost? I can't even remember. I believe it's under 50. If it's under 50, that's a good sign. If I pay more than that, then no. But yeah, so what are you guys drinking on tonight? Should I be drinking something else? I just wanted to give this a little whirl, you know. But this is from the Barton Distillery, which some good things come out of there. And I see a lot of people talking about all the different bottles that they have for 1792. So I figured I'd hop on the train, try it out. I can't get over it drying out my mouth though. That's a little strange. Maybe I get a little sip of water. Maybe that changes it, you know? Hey, what else do you do on a Tuesday night? Swigging Redwood. I love that Redwood though. I'm a big fan. The more I drink it, the more I like it. So I'm still trying to crack into those. I'm probably gonna do that Friday. But you know, you gotta venture out. I can't just drink the same bottle every day. I gotta try different things, you know. Penelope 15-year American light whiskey. I almost bought that. I know you love Penelope though, but what's your thoughts on that one? Better or worse than Architect? Because the Architect, I like that one. This is a little light though, huh? Do you drink anything else besides Penelope? Maybe you need to widen your horizon here. Maybe you need to try a little small batch. Do you just have like a shelf of just Penelope too? I just have the one, so it's a little lonely over there. Yeah, pull it out. Let me know if I'm just crazy because this thing is, when I take a sip, right, you get the traditional bourbon flavors and then like all of a sudden there's like this little spice and then as soon as I taste that, my mouth just like dries out, which is just kind of bizarre. It's, that could be like a me thing though. So you let me know on that because if that's the normal, I will not be drinking. I don't like it. I like the taste. But I'm hoping it's just a weird thing I have going on with the dry mouth. Two XOs, and I have a bunch of others. But yes, I do just have a shot of Penelope. Hey, well, the one thing that's great about bourbon and whiskey in general is when you find something and you like it, just buy it, right? You can't go wrong at that point. That's why, like, way back in the day, that was Crown for me. I was like, I could buy anything, but I know I liked Crown at that time, so like, why not just go with that? I was back before I was venturing out to different things, but it's also the same thing with like that Redwood now. It's like, I almost did a stream drinking the Redwood, but I was like, let's switch it up. There's only so much you can talk about one bottle, you know, but yeah, I dented that thing yesterday. And by the way, guys, I wasn't just chugging the Redwood. I had some Buffalo yesterday too. I switched it up. See, that sounds good. Feeny Dog out here doing smoked old fashions with the pipe dream. Love me a good old fashioned. I should have made an old fashioned. That's what I should have done. I did not prepare to make an old fashioned in here. Not for this one. I didn't think I'd have enough room for all the stuff. Plus, I have my computer here. It would be, we already spilt a little bit on it yesterday that you guys called me out for, so I couldn't risk it. Normally the computer is on the other table, but an old fashioned right now sounds pretty good. I bet you this would be good in old fashioned because if it is drying my mouth out, like the bitters, the sugar, the ice, a little bit, water it down, it probably would. It's not too late. It's everything with me is like it takes forever. I'd have to go to the kitchen, get ice. We don't even know if it's made. I have some of the tools in here. I do want to try, and I'll probably do this on Friday's stream. I have the Woodford's Old Fashioned cocktail mix. I want to try this so bad. So. Eric says that I will say since it's been sitting in my closet for a year, it does taste better than I remember. Everything tastes better, a little bit more aged, but that's honestly, like I try different bourbons, but it feels like uh-oh, that camera's not focusing. I didn't turn it off. There we go. Not allowed to touch it. I try so many different bourbons, like what feels like every other day. So anytime I go drink something else, it's always feeling like it's new to me because I'm like 7 different bottles down the road before I go back to it. Like I don't remember the last time I drank the Four Roses, just the normal Four Roses bottle. I have it because it was left over from my wedding, but I probably would have bought the small batch or something else instead, but like I couldn't tell you what that taste is like right now. It was super sweet, but besides that, but yeah, I want to see if this pops up kind of like how I remember. Is this on the shorts feed? It is. So that's kind of cool. You can kind of scroll back on this too and like rewatch what you missed. So if I spill something, you guys will be able to go back and like clip it. Mine, unfortunately, is just a small batch, the basic whatever bottle. I thought it was foolproof when I bought it, but yeah, no, it's just small batch. Everybody I tell that I have this bottle to, they're like, "Oh, you got foolproof?" I'm like, "No, I'm an idiot." I can't figure out if I like this second angle though. Maybe I bring it down a little bit more because I can see my mouth talking, which is kind of weird. At least not twice. Switch it to fax. Is yours foolproof? And if so, do you like the foolproof? And on top of that, what's the proof on the foolproof? Because this is only like 90, what is this? 93.7 proof for the 1972 small batch. So. Yeah, so what's funny is when I went to go look up this bottle to get like the piece that's right below me, that little breakdown of it and stuff, it was hard to find because I kept seeing different bottles, shapes, and labels all for the same bottle. So it looks like they are swapping like the look of it quite often, which is kind of weird. Usually it's like you find something that works and you just stick with it. You don't keep swapping it up. But being like a 175, that could be why. Is it like the tall, like skinny one? Like skinnier than this, but taller? Fiend Dog says, have you tried Traveler's Whiskey from Chris Stapleton? That Chris Stapleton is Hawken even. Oh, he doesn't drink. I have it. I've tried it. There's a review on the channel, but it's Let me swap that. I'll swap this out. So the Traveler whiskey itself, I wanted to like this a lot. Love Chris Stapleton. National Anthem he did 2 years ago, killed it, right? 90 proof. I'm not like gonna beat anybody up by saying, oh, it should be higher proof. This one probably should be, but it's not horrible, right? But I think the misconception comes into where like this isn't a bottle for like somebody that really wants to collect whiskey and wants some like crazy flavors to it. This is like super basic. It's like I'm not gonna buy another bottle if that's kind of what you're. Gotcha. Yeah, it's a tall one of the 1792. That's what I found earlier too. But yeah, I probably won't buy another one of these. I do really like the look of the bottle, right? And if you have the lights like from those that are behind me, it lights up the map in the back here. So I thought that was kind of cool, especially since it's like Lexington and it kind of has a little bit more like a story to it, right? And any kind of good bottle, you're either making stories or it has a story. So that's what I'm kind of here for. Not the biggest fan of like just straight up Canadian whiskey anymore. My Crown Royal days are over, and that's kind of what this reminds me of, is just like Canadian whiskey that's just so-so. I think what the Buffalo Trace Distillery did was genius on their part, right? They have one of the better distilleries push out a bottle with a big name, and they're going to sell the crap out of it. They put it for a decent price too. If anybody bought it for secondary, I feel sorry for them, because you could buy this almost anywhere for 40 when it first came out. It's probably down to 35 already, at least around here, right in Florida. Again, it's not horrible. It makes a good old fashioned. Not the best old fashioned, but it's not bad. Where's my other blend? Maybe we do a little pour of that. Sharp just says, speaking of Canadian whiskey, I wish I could find some of that Found North. I haven't seen it. But I heard a few people talk about it. And, you know, I'm down to try anything. For Florida, it's weird. Like, we get weird things early. Like, we may get like this, and we got that Crown Royal early. But like a lot of the allocated stuff we're like last to get. Anything new, I feel like it doesn't come to us anyway. If we're talking about the Traveler, it's a cool bottle, right? Like if you have like just a budget that you don't really care like what you're picking up, sure, pick it up. But like if you're saying, hey, I have 40 bucks, what am I gonna buy? I would buy something else. I'd much rather get Buffalo Trace if you can find it. Honestly, I'd rather any of the benchmarks, which are cheaper as well. Yeah, it's super light, super like just basic flavors. And I get more Canadian whiskey than just any other kind. And I guess there's nothing like to tell me that it should be like Kentucky straight or anything like that, but you kind of expect it, right, coming out of Buffalo Trace. But yeah, like I don't like this. That hits you in the nose. This, I'm like hunting for it. You get a ton of ethanol. Stuff like that. So like the only notes I can pull from it is just a hint of vanilla, hint of caramel, things like that. Yeah, Matt, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. For 40 bucks, I can name off that Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. That's way better. Any of the benchmarks are better. Shoot, even the Evan Williams Bottled in Bond is probably better than this. So went bourbon shopping today. No place in town had Buffalo Trace. Picked it up. or picked up some regular Bulleit, and it made a pretty good old fashioned. If it's not in screen, Bulleit has a premix that I actually really like, where I could just grab ice, pour it over top, and it's really good. I don't actually have a bottle of Bulleit, so I couldn't tell you if it's good or not. Neat, but I think Bulleit's kind of found its own market of saying, hey, we're going to make cocktails, and that's what we're going to be good at. If you guys are just joining in, because I see a few more popping in, a little improv live stream. We're doing a 1792 small batch, trying that for the first time. It's not bad. It's got some good flavors. Chat was talking about Traveler's Whiskey, so we pulled that out as well just to kind of give it another taste, since I absolutely kind of wrecked it after the fact. But yeah, again, I'm trying the Travelers here. Again, it's not bad, right? There's no bad whiskey in general, but it's just for the price, what else you could buy for cheaper or around the same price, I'm probably going to say I wouldn't be picking it up just simply because of that. Because you can get a better bottle for cheaper, even if it's not something crazy allocated or anything like that. If you're just looking to add to your collection and you want a cool piece that just kind of sits on the shelf up there, absolutely, because it has a cool story to it. Yema says, that's what I got. Definitely going to be my pickup from now on for regular price. Woodford's is usually my pick at 60. Yeah, Woodford's double oak, 60 around here. I know it's not around where you're at too, but regular Woodford's good. You know, the one thing I haven't tried is Woodford has like a few different bottles like of their baseline, like the rye, and I think they have like a malted one. I haven't tried those, but I'm sure they're okay. I'll put this away. I don't want to drink the Travelers. I'm okay. Once we have a few more pours or something like that, maybe I change my mind. Test this one other thing on this. Let's do this real quick. You know what I am noticing? That it looks like it's more not on the shorts feed. If you're scrolling, it pops up on the shorts feed. The reason why I'm even talking about that is because yesterday I was doing it from my phone, so I knew where it was going because it like forces you to do it. But on here, I'm running it through a different system. So like if it didn't work, then it didn't work, you know? But it looks clean from my side. Is the audio quality not good? Is it too quiet, too loud? I just sound like a little bitch. It's totally fine. I can control the audio from my side. Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. It only lets me view it though in 720, which isn't, not a fan of that. I'm running 4K stream over here. But yeah, Sharp Dress, let me know on that audio. Is it too loud, too quiet? Because I can always change it, and that's kind of what we're here testing out anyway. Yeah, it says best old fashioned he's ever had is from a bar local to him where Woodford's made its own blend for that bar. Woodford's do have some barrel picks. It's just very rare to find them. The only one I've ever seen was a Double Oak store pick, which was pretty good. But they also have, I probably said it yesterday, the Woodford's Double Oak, which I'm sure that one's even better. I do look farther away than normal, yeah. I am, so that was where like yesterday's stream was on my phone. So like, you know, iPhones are a little bit weird. They have a wider angle without distortion because it's all like rendering, where like an actual camera, like you have to go the distance. The audio though is coming from my mic, so not the camera, but I am farther. Not farther than the normal live streams, like the full wide ones, because I mean, normally I'm standing, and that's usually where my head is in between those two. But yeah, I liked yesterday's. I just didn't like the quality, so I was kind of. You want some like, what would you guys think about music playing in the background? Not like loud or anything like that, just kind of like a little tone in the background. Because that is something I've been trying to do, but man, is it hard to find music that matches with what we're talking about. Let's see what this does. Can I bring it on screen? No, we're just out here testing things now, boys. Look, there we go. Look, I could pull a comment over. We're getting fancy, boys. That might be a little too big. We're out here being bougie. Adding the, let me see what this is real quick. Where's the sound effects? If you're on the, if you like Woodford's, if you've never had the Double Oak, I want you to run to the store as fast as you possibly can and buy it. It's not going to sell out, but like it makes it a little bit more dramatic if you run there, because it is by far my favorite drink just to drink. It's not like the best bourbon in the world, right? I'm not going to be like, oh, it's better than Blanton's. Like, to me it is, but I know like the consensus for that would not be accurate. But it's really good. It does, to me, my favorite old fashioned is a Woodford's Double Oak. Sharp Dress says, months ago I was in the store right next to it where I live, and they had a full shelf of Eagle Rare at MSRP, just sitting there, and I got 12 bottles. All they had out by now, they've raised the prices to 90. Yeah, back in the day, I remember walking past a lot of these fancier bottles, being like, I'm not buying that. I'm gonna stick with my Woodfords. And then it's too late. It's too far gone. Sharp Dress also says, I vote no music. This hangout feels nice to me. Adding music might make it feel kind of like a club. I need more relaxing than taking. Yeah, I'm happy with whatever direction. Yeah, so that's kind of like the hard part of like finding that music, because it would have to be something super subtle, but also like more chill, like jazzy vibes. But you can't find something that isn't like, you know what I mean? It's too crazy. And my intro music, could you imagine sitting here with that? That's more like Western rock. Woodford's Reserve Double Oak is actually a nice substitute for Blanton's. It's not bad. I would choose it over Blanton's all day, but people will take my head off for that one. I would have a bottle of Eagle Rare out at MSRP. Find it here for about 69 bucks, and we'll buy a couple. I'd buy it for even a couple of dollars more than that. Eagle Rare, you just can't find it here. All right, let me get that off. pull your comment in now. Look at us sharing comments on the screen. Oh no, it went away on that one. Oh, it's there. It's back. Yeah, anything under 75 bucks, I probably would buy it. Now, that would determine up until after I drink the first one. I'll definitely buy one. But if I like really like it, then sure, I'd buy another one. If I'm like just so about it, I probably would only buy one because I don't need to buy whatever the biggest name is out there just because other people like it. If I like it, great, I'm gonna buy the crap out of it for like a decent price. MSRP, that's totally fine because I can always give it to somebody and feel okay about it. But I'm not paying like double retail to give it away. That'd be weird. Talking about like the friends, like a giveaway, that'd be totally different. Yeah, this 1792, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it's good. I don't know if it's that good. You know what I mean? It still kind of dries my mouth out. That's the big thing I'm getting here. Like, the flavors can be great, but if I feel like I need to chase it with water, just because I'm like thirsty now, like to me, that's not a good time. We could put it to the old-fashioned test eventually, but this one may be sitting on the shelf for a while. What sucks too, because it's like an awkward sized bottle. Like that takes up like 2 spots. What else can I kind of sip on instead? Little Woodford's Double O, little baby bottle. I'm out of Glens. We're reusing. We'll just leave it up here. It's fine. Eric says, I just bought a couple of antique 107s for 120 bucks just because of you find it around here, it's 200 plus. That's what I'm saying. I would buy a couple, but I would buy one just so I can like have it because again, you can't find Weller around here for anything. But again, you never know. Eventually, what I'm hoping is eventually this, like everybody keeps saying tequila is going to be the next bourbon. Right now, bourbon's in like this bubble where everybody's hyped about it. Even if people that don't know bourbon are like having FOMO because they don't have it. So all the prices are jacked up. Eventually, the hype of it's all going to kind of die down, at least some. Not for everybody, but for like a good portion of them. And at that point, we're going to be able to start finding bottles more frequently than we are now. But a lot of people are saying tequila is going to be that next wave because of how many are coming out right now. And I'm like, good riddance. Go find your tequilas because the only reason I would drink tequila is if it's Tuesday and I'm having Mexican and we're getting like margaritas or something, or if I'm on a cruise. Other than that, you're not going to find a bottle of tequila up here. Sharp Dress says you should have I'm gonna put that one up there. You should have a shelf just for the stupid shaped bottles. I completely agree. What's funny is I originally, when I built this, I was like, oh, you know what? I can have 2 shelves above the logo that's supposed to go right here. We can have it up the top, and that could be for like those awkward shaped bottles. But I put the shelves too high, so those bottles won't fit up there anyway now. But on top of that, my light's still not here. My logo sign, so. Brutal. I emailed him today. I'm like, did you get lost or what happened? I mean, unusual shape. Sorry to offend any 1792 lovers. And I put that comment up there. I'll put this one up here for you too. It is a weird shape. Like, it's cool looking, right? And it definitely, like, you can see it on a shelf. Like, I know what I'm looking at. That bottle, it doesn't get, like, lost in the crowd. But it is a little bit harder to read, so like someone that may be like dumb and not paying attention might buy like small batch instead of full proof. So, you know what I mean? Eric says, absolutely. Hopefully it will soon. The secondary will focus on tequila, and bourbon will get back to affordable. That's the hope, right? I kind of told this story like a forever ago about like the bourbon like boom, but I refer it back to when I was younger. Shoes was that boom, right? Right before the Kanye West shoes came out, like nobody cared about them. Nobody cared about shoes. You could buy them for whatever, right? You go in the store, pick up anything you wanted. As soon as Kanye West Yeezys popped out, all of a sudden channels started popping up. People started getting hyped over everything, and then anything that had some backing to it just got lost. You kind of see the same thing in bourbon. The Buffalo Trace Distillery took off with everything allocated, and they're smart too. They played it like that Supreme brand, right? Where they dropped a little bit at a time here and there, and it's FOMO. People like get crazy over not being able to have something that somebody else may have. So within doing so, jack the market up. But eventually people are going to get tired of it. There's always going to be those, bourbon heads that are going to be like, hey, I really still want to go hunt for this. So it's never going to fully go away because people are competitive, but eventually it should die back down, which will be nice. Sharp just says, oh, that would be it's off screen. I can't read the rest. Hopefully it says, oh, that would be cool. But yeah, it would be cool to be able to like walk into a store and buy whatever you're actually feeling like trying. I can delete my chats. You could delete your chats. If I put it on screen, it's on the screen. You can't delete the stream. If you don't want me to put your chats up though, I won't. We'll keep you anonymous. But yeah, I don't, yesterday's live stream started bumping. We had like 70 people in here at one point. I think this is going through a different system on this. So I may keep the fancy setup for just the Friday streams. You never know. It also could be the time. Not to mention John Wick helped with blends. Yeah, it did, right? What was it, like a brief camera view, right? People are like, what is that? Let me go buy it. It's crazy. I get it though, right? But oh, Buffalo Trace was on Yellowstone? I haven't watched Yellowstone. I figured Yellowstone would back their Yellowstone bottle. I don't know if it's theirs, by the way. I haven't had the Yellowstone. I have, but not my bottle, so I only got to like take a sip of it. That was like 2 years ago. But yeah, John Wick, help him destroy the bourbon people. Their pockets at least. What are you gonna do? You gonna go beat up John Wick? It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Where is, there it is. Wait, what? Sharp just says, I got in trouble at my job, LOL. My coworker said his boss was writing him, and I said, I wish my boss was writing me. Then I had to see HR. Hey, I don't know what your boss looks like, but hopefully he's handsome. That's hilarious, though. Eric says, it was Buffalo Trace product. I don't remember the exact bottle it was. It's all good. Yellowstone, I heard it's a good show. What is it on? Like Showtime or something like that? I don't have that. I have Netflix, a little Hulu. We have YouTube TV. So I don't get too fancy into the TV. I watch more YouTube than anything, to be honest. Like I live on YouTube. Just sit there and watch myself all day. Could you imagine just watching your own streams like that? I don't do that, by the way. I watch camera videos, to be honest. Yeah, Paramount. That's what it is. I watched like one episode just because they're like a free trial thing, but if you don't watch it quick enough, then it's gone. You know what would be cool? I can't do it now that I'm live, but I could have shared my screen on this one. We could have actually went through their websites and stuff like that. We could have went bourbon hunting online. You know what I did think about too? After I got off the live yesterday, I was like, the next time I go like bourbon shopping, even if it's not like a big old hunt or anything like that, I'm just gonna pop out my phone. We're just gonna go live, and you guys are gonna help me pick the bottles I need. So just know if you just see a random live stream before like 5 o'clock, just know I'm probably shopping. It won't be this week though. I already blew the budget for this week. We have a wedding on Saturday. We have 2 weddings on Saturday, but yep, anniversary tomorrow, so I won't be doing anything tomorrow. Friday should have a live stream, and that's really it for the week. But yeah, good time, good time. The Woodford's Double Oak, delicious. I like how it smells like chocolate. You know what I mean? If you guys haven't seen that chocolate old fashioned video I made, you need to go watch that. The chocolate bitters with the Woodford's Double Oak makes a mean, like, it's not a dessert drink, right? It's not like Kahlua and creamy or anything like that. But if you're not like a fan of like milkshakes and you still want like an alcoholic drink, that is like a good substitute, especially with this bourbon. Sharp Joe says, yes, please make that happen for a future live stream. That's immediately the funniest idea I've ever heard. Bro, like all these people putting this crazy editing into like bourbon hunt videos, which literally that was my intention to do, was like break out the drones, do B-roll in the stores, do crazy shit, right? To kind of separate it. And then this came out, I was like, bro, I could literally just pull out my phone, go live, and be like, hey, what's on the list today? Which is crazy. Eric says, it also helps if someone travels to that area, what store to visit. No, I agree. It's so hard too, because like Jacksonville is like, every store here, almost every store here, is considered a chain of some sort, right? So if I said Wild Whiskeys, you look up Wild Whiskeys, there's like 4 of them. But there's only one Wild Whiskeys that like is good that I've been to. Shores Liquor is pretty standard across, but there's one that's just buck nasty where you can go drink Pappy's if you want to for the money. So that would be cool too, is be able to just kind of pop in there, have a pour, and not have to have like a full-blown setup like this. Obviously, it'd be like the phone vlog style, but yeah, if you guys are ever in Florida, Wild Whiskey is probably your best bet. Unless you just have no budget. Then the one right next to my house, right next to a Publix, you can buy whatever you want if you just got like no budget, because they have it all besides Weller. That's the place with like the 700 Stag and 1800 Pappy. So what do you say? Sharp just says, I have a bunch of alcoholic prep pads that the doctor used before giving you a shot to polish my bottles. Okay, that's weird. I don't polish my bottles. Should I be? Is that like a thing? I'm not taking the time to do that anyway. Almost all my bottles are somewhat new, and then by the time they get dust on them, they're gone. So most of Florida, I don't know about all parts, right? I'm sure Miami probably has some because there's like a bigger population. But most of the stores in Jacksonville, for all their allocated stuff, it gets spread out pretty evenly. There's not one store that just gets everything and one that doesn't. Publix usually doesn't get a lot of allocated stuff, but like any that are like a standalone store usually gets like a good handful of bottles. And most stores are going to just put it on the shelf. Most stores are going to put it somewhere closer to secondary. The only store that I've actually ever found where you can walk into a store and get allocated bottles are from that point system at Wild Whiskeys. Everywhere else is they jack the price up extremely high, or you just got to get lucky and get in, and you'll pay a couple bucks extra. Like Shores Liquor, which is basically St. Augustine, Jacksonville. They got maybe 5 or 6 stores. They'll put the bottles on the shelf, but they'll be marked up like an extra 20% than MSRP, which isn't bad, but you just somehow have to know they put it on the shelf. Eric says, Sharp Dress, don't eat the pads. Won't taste as good as the bourbon. Do you know that from experience, or you just saying don't do it? Because it's probably like 100% alcohol, right? You never know. Hello, it's a me thing. I got nothing to do otherwise. That's funny. I love the taste of them. All right. You're crazy. That's hilarious, though. If I saw somebody eating a alcoholic pad, I don't know what I would do. That's funny. Little prime to wash it all down. I could go for some tacos though. I'll tell you that now. I'm hungry. 7 o'clock. It's about that time, boys. Let's see. What is that? It's basically just you two and the one person that's silent. So, I have no idea if it worked. We're going to end it in 3 minutes. That way I can do the math to figure out if this stuff goes towards... Oh no. I almost spilt some bitters. But yeah. So yeah, well, you thought we were going live today, Sharp Dress. We're actually here because this is an intervention. So, Eric, you go first. You read your letter to him. I'll go second. Don't like the way you treat us when you eat the alcoholic pads all night. That's hilarious though. But yeah, so again, we'll do a bigger live stream on Friday. We'll break out a few different bottles. It's mainly going to be these two, the Redwood Empire Cask Strength, the Redwood Empire Bottled and Bond, the Grizzly Bear Edition, and then another Wild Turkey one. So, it's no more eating alcoholic pads for you, Sharp Dress, but yeah, so we're going to go ahead and end the live stream. I appreciate you guys popping in. Let me test out all the camera stuff on you guys, figure out what's working, what's not working. But yeah, as always, guys, like, subscribe, do all that jazz, and I will see you guys on the other side. Peace.